So hi guys, today I'm going to answer the packet tracer. I'm going to do the packet tracer in chapter 2 entitled Skill Integration Challenge. So we have here the addressing table. So the device interface, IP address, subnet mask, the device just class A, class B, student 1, student 2. So we have the interface, the VLAN, and the NIC, and the IP address and subnet mask. So first, I'm going to read the objectives. Um, First is configure host name and IP address on two Cisco Internetwork Operating System iOS switches using the command line interface or the CLI. So I'm going to configure the host name and the IP address on to Cisco Network Operating System. And then for the next one, use Cisco iOS command to specify or limit access to the device network. So I'm going to use the iOS command to specify the limit and the access on the device configuration, like what it said in here. So next, the third one is use iOS command to save the running configuration. So I'm going to again use the iOS command. And the fourth one, configure two host device with IP addresses. So I'm going to configure these two device with IP addresses in here. So the last one is verify connectivity between the two PCs and devices. So going to verify the connectivity between these two PCs and the devices. So the scenario here, as a recently hired LAN technician, your network manager has asked you to demonstrate your ability to configure a small LAN. Your tasks include configuring initial setting on two switches using the Cisco IOS and configuring IP address parameter on host devices to provide end-to-end connectivity. You are to use two switches and two host PCs on cabled and powered network. So I'm going to pretend that I'm the LAN technicians here. I'm going to use the um, I'm going to use the two switches and the two PCs on cabled power network. So the requirement here is use a console net connections to access each switch. So I'm going to use the console ports to for the PC to access to the switch. So and this one also. So I'm going to name class A, class B for the switches, and then uses 8UBRU password for all the lines. So I'm going to all the line that I will include is going to put this as a password. Then for the secret password, I'm going to use this. Then I'm going to encrypt all text password and include warning in the message of the day when I put the banner. I'm going to put the banner and configure addressing for all devices according to addressing table. So this. And I'm going to save my configuration and verify connectivity between all devices. So let's start. So first, I'm going to, like what it said in here, console connection to access to switch. So I'm going to console and then click this RS232 to access to switch. I'm going to do that again to other PC. Then RS232. And then I'm going to configure now. So now that I already consoled that, going to click the desktop and then click terminal. Then terminal configuration, going to configure, click OK. So I'm going to start, going to write enable. So I'm going to do what said in here. So enable and then configure. After enable, type configure terminal. So then I'm going to put the host name, which is says here that class A or class B. Then I start in student 1, so it's class A. So I'm going to put host name, then class, then A. Then I'm going to type now the line. So line console 0. Then for the password, says here that I'm going to put this to all the line passwords. So I'm going to put a 8UB capital R and then U and then log in and then exit. And I'm going to put again the line for the BTY04 and then the password is again what it says in here. I'm going to put that as a password. So 8UB capital R and U. Then log in again and exit. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to all the lines. I'm going to put now the secret password. So the secret password is this one. So I'm going to type it now. So enable secret password. Enable secret. Then I type the password capital C9, capital W, R, and capital E. Then enter. Then now that I already set the password, encrypt all clear text password. So I'm going to encrypt that. So I'm going to type service password encryption. Then I'm going to put the banner says warning. So I'm going to type banner MOTD, then warning, and then configure addressing for all device according to addressing table. So I'm going to put the to interface VLAN 1 for the class A. Then I'm going to put the IP address of the VLAN 1. So IP address. Then going to put the IP address of the VLAN 1, which is 10.10.10.100. Then don't forget to type the subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0. Then OK, and then no shutdown. Then exit. Then exit until there's no config. And then to save, write the right. Then if it's okay, then it's okay now. Now I'm already configured the this PC to this switch. So I'm going to do the same to this to class B and student 2. So I'm going to click again the desktop terminal, then OK, and then enable, and then configure terminal, or you can type config key, but I'm going to type the complete configure terminal. And then for the host name, I'm going to set again like what it says in here, the um, class B. So going to class B, then line console 0, and then the password that needed. So I'm going to type again this password because it says here that should be the password of the line for all the lines. So now log in and then exit. And then for another line, console BTY04, going to type again that password UBRU and then log in, then exit. And then going to again enable the password, enable secret, then capital C 9W R and E. Then the service password encryption. Then going to put again the banner that says warning, MOTD, warning. Then the VLAN, the interface VLAN 1 for the class B. So I'm going to put the IP address of the VLAN 1 for the class B, which is 10.10.10.150. and the subnet mask, then no shutdown, and then exit, and then write to save. Then okay, building configuring. So already okay, and I think, and then next one is I already configured the addressing for all the device, and then I'm going to save the configuration. I'm going to put the IP configuration, their IP address of the student one. So here is the IP address for the student one. So I'm going to put that 10.10.10.4. Then this one, so I'm going to change because the IP config, subnet mask is 255.255. So now going to this one. Then I'm going to again put the um the IP configuration for this, the IP address of that. So I'm going to, for this student 2, this one, I'm going to put that one 10.10.10.5. Going to put 255. So now I already complete the click check result to see your progress. So the completion is 90.90. So I already I hope you learn this one, but I'm going to check to see if, so yeah, it's complete, and I've completed the activity. So I hope you learn I hope you learned something from what I did in this chapter 2 packet tracer. So guys, thank you for watching.